So I just got back from a very important business trip. A trip full of high-level discussions, deep market analysis, and... No, wait, don't look at those. Anyway, during one of our very serious business meetings, we got into a discussion about hyper-specific, curated collections. I've been collecting Felix the Cat comics for decades now. And like anything else, my passion for it has had its ups and downs. As a kid, it was all I thought about. As a teenager, well, my interest in everything faded. In college, the spark returned a little, but being a broke student just didn't really help. And then, well, it just kind of stalled. Until 2020. Stuck at home during lockdown, I started documenting my collection on video to keep my production skills sharp. That was a breath of fresh air. My passion skyrocketed. Suddenly, everything felt new and exciting. But now, I feel it slipping again. Don't get me wrong, I still love it. The videos are fun, and the engagement on YouTube has been amazing. But with life getting busier, my enthusiasm is definitely dipping. And that's where our conversation started. Why? Enter the theory of hyper-specific collecting. Over the years, my Felix collection has expanded dramatically. I went from just comic books to books, coloring books, magazines, fast food merchandise, movies, video games, you name it. And I think that might actually be the problem. When I was focused only on comic books, there was a goal, a finish line. But the more categories I added, the harder it became to feel like I was making any progress. I mean, how do you finish a collection if the finish line keeps moving? At this rate, I could start including art kits, vinyl records, postcards, stamps. And don't get me wrong, those are all cool. I've considered them. But maybe, just maybe, constantly expanding my collection is what's draining the fun out of it. So, what if I scale it back? What if I focus on one specific goal again? It's kind of a scary concept. And before I go making any hasty decisions, I needed to test this theory. So I took a trip to the past. And, surprise, Felix wasn't the only thing I collected as a kid. Most of my collections didn't survive the teenage years, but one did. So I took a trip to my childhood home, braved the horrors of the old basement, rummaged through countless boxes, and found this. That's right, everybody! I'm pivoting to Pokemon!
It's Pikachu!
No, sorry. That was a joke. No shade, though. I know a lot of people are jumping on that bandwagon lately. It's just not for me at the moment. We're actually taking this journey in a slightly different direction with a quick history lesson. Back in the year 2000, Score Entertainment, a trading card company based in Arlington, Texas, launched their very first game, the Dragon Ball Z collectible card game. Like lots of kids my age, I was obsessed. I had the books, the movies, watched the show constantly. And when the card game came out, instant must-have. I saved up every dollar I could. Never once learned how to play the game, I just collected. And when Score rebooted the game with all new cards, I tried collecting those too. Even started picking up art cards and Japanese cards. And just like that, my interest disappeared. Sound familiar? At one point, I had boxes of these cards. But teenage me sold them all for next to nothing to buy some Xbox games. All except for one very specific subset of the collection.
Krillin, Peacekeeper.
Let's do it!
The right hand of justice.
We're here for you, Goku. Just tell us what to do and we'll do it.
In the heat of battle, there's no one better to have by your side. Dragon Ball Z, weekdays at 5:30. Full power, only to
Krillin. I know what you're thinking. Why collect cards of some side character? I mean, I collect Felix the Cat, so clearly mainstream appeal doesn't do much for me. And say what you want, but Krillin was a boss. The strongest human on Earth. And don't come at me with that TN is stronger nonsense. Back in the original DBZ run, Krillin was the GOAT. So I decided this would be the perfect test case. Complete my childhood Score Entertainment Krillin card collection. The original run, before the reboot. But first, I needed to figure out how many I was missing. Back in the early 2000s, the internet was a very different place. No big online databases, no easy card checklists. If you wanted new cards, you had to buy packs and hope for the best. But today, collectors have resources. And using those resources, I compiled a list of what I was missing and realized it was more than I thought. And even cooler, some of these cards I had never seen before. So what counts as a Krillin card? Cards where Krillin is the main focus? Obviously. Cards where he's in the background? Still counts. Cards where he's just a few blurry lines? That's him. It counts. Cards with quotes from the show attributed to Krillin, even if he's nowhere in the image? Yep, that's a Krillin card. And then I hit my first big dilemma, the variants. I had no idea that each card actually came in 4 different versions. Limited edition, marked with the small symbol, limited foil, which was a holographic version, unlimited edition with no symbol, and then the unlimited foil. So yeah, 4 times the work. Does that ruin my hyper-specific goal? No, not at all. If anything, it's the perfect balance of specificity and my completionist brain. One more rule, condition doesn't matter. I've never been one to chase mint condition collectibles. My childhood cards, they've been through some things. Scratches, off-center, whitening, doesn't matter. Step 1, get a binder and sleeves. If I was gonna do this right, I needed to store them properly. And there was only one place to go for my nerd storage needs. BCW. Still not sponsored, but for real, hit me up. They had plenty of solid binders. Then I saw it, orange. And I know, this collection would be way more fun to complete in the wild. But nobody sells these anymore. And, well, so yeah, the internet is my best bet. Let's see where this goes. And see if just maybe this hyper-specific goal is exactly what I need to keep the joy alive.